The NFL Network has their top 100 players. That comes out in the offseason. ESPN has their top 100 players. That comes out in the preseason. Now, this is a very, very difficult task, okay? Because ESPN's attempt was, I believe, to not have positional importance sway you. Right? And the idea behind that is like, look, you could be the 10th best quarterback, but like in the NFL, the quarterback is the most important position. That's why they make so much money. And, oh yeah, by the way, that should skew any sort of ranking, right? Right? Like if we did it based upon positional importance, the first 17 players would be quarterbacks. Like if the Jaguars added nothing other than Nick Foles, right? Which is kind of what they did, right? They had Nick Foles, and like now all of a sudden the Jaguars have a chance to be a playoff team. Why? Because the quarterback position is that important. Chiefs are a good team. Pat Mahomes on that team makes them the most explosive offense in the game because there's not a throw he can't make, and he can move, and he's young. He's not going to get beaten up by the season. Like all of those things do, in fact, make sense. But they didn't do that. They didn't do positional importance. They just did, I guess, greatness. So Pat Mahomes comes in at second, Tom Brady at fourth, Aaron Rodgers at sixth. I do think we forget how good Aaron Rodgers is, but I think a lot of that is a reflection on just how bad last season went. Even in a terrible season, Aaron Rodgers threw 25 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Russell Wilson at 9, Drew Brees at 11, Phillip Rivers at 17. Carson Wentz at 31, Matt Ryan at 37, Big Ben Roethlisberger threw for 5,000 yards at 38, Baker Mayfield at 45, Deshaun Watson at 47, Jared Goff at 48, and Cam Newton at 94. Not included in this is Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, Nick Foles, Joe Flacco, Derek Carr, or Jimmy Garoppolo. Matt Stafford also not included. It's kind of surprising. So my 2 takeaways are, 1, what are we doing ranking Baker Mayfield 45th? Like we don't have enough data to support that. And the data that we do have doesn't support that. We have done this thing, which is, I'm sure they like, but we have put them on a path of ridiculously high expectations. Frankly, unattainable expectations, right? They've gone from 1 win in 25 in 2 combined seasons to, I think I won top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the game, Super Bowl or bust season. Like Odell Beckham Jr. just got on the field for the first time in a couple of weeks. Their offensive line is not strong. Baker Mayfield has not started a full season. And oh yeah, by the way, I think he's 1-5 against playoff teams last year. They have a head coach who's never actually coached a game as a head coach. And we're like all in on that. We pushed all our chips to the middle on them winning the division and getting to a Super Bowl. Like my first inclination is I have been a Baker Mayfield defender. But I mean, they were non-competitive against the Chargers. They could not beat the Ravens late in the year. His numbers are 10 touchdowns, 11 interceptions against the 5 good defenses they faced. I get it. He's got really good weapons, and it's another year. There's more data he has. He can make more plays. There's a reason he was, and I know he didn't have his guys to throw to, but he was 10 of 25 in their 3rd preseason game. They struggled to catch the football even when he threw it. He made some great plays, but he wasn't consistent. Like we're doing that thing that we always seem to do, which is create completely unattainable, unrealistic expectations for a team that they've earned it only on paper. It's like, have you ever heard that that's what we do in the media, right? We build you up only to tear you down. We do it with movie stars and rock stars and TV stars. We are definitely doing it with the Cleveland Browns. And they're partially buying in and doing it to themselves. this idea that Baker is that good this early, he's not better than Deshaun Watson. When Deshaun Watson has two healthy wide receivers, he has been an electric quarterback. He is not better than Jared Goff. Like, dude, Jared Goff's a good quarterback. They were in the Super Bowl. They went and won in New Orleans. Todd Gurley didn't do much at all in the playoffs. And I'm not a Cam Newton guy, and maybe this is because he's coming off the shoulder, but Cam Newton was the MVP of the league. Right? Like, is he an accurate passer? Like, no. No, but dude, Cam Newton's pretty good. Let's not, like, you're really right now going to put Baker Mayfield ahead of Cam Newton? Do I know that Cam Newton's not accurate? I do. Why? Because I have enough data. But I also know that when Cam Newton is healthy, Carolina Panthers are a playoff team. I have almost a decade of information to support that. Don't even get me started on Stafford not being in there. I'm not a big Kirk Cousins guy. But it does also bring up my other takeaway. My other takeaway is Dak Prescott not being in there tells you all you need to know about what people really think about Dak Prescott. Like, it's hard to put together a top 100 list. There's 32 teams. So essentially, if you take 3 guys from every team, now there are a couple teams, Titans don't have a guy. Redskins don't have a guy. But essentially, you're taking the top 3 or 4 players from every team. And if you took the top 3 or 4 players from the Cowboys, I guarantee, and I'm not even looking at the list right now, Tyron Smith has to be on there. Zeke Elliott has to be on there. DeMarcus Lawrence has got to be on there. Like, those guys are elite at their positions. And so I get it if you don't list Dak. But the idea that Dak Prescott would want top 5 quarterback money when no one believes he's anywhere near the top 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 guys. And I can't rightfully leapfrog him in front of anybody but maybe Baker. And even Baker has shown himself to be a better purveyor of the defense. I mean, I would put Cousins in before. I actually think Joe Flacco is a massively underrated quarterback. And I would definitely put Stafford in there. But the takeaways are simple. We are doing this thing to the Browns. They want it done. They love it. But we know they are just unrealistic expectations galore if you're putting Baker Mayfield that high when he has yet to start an entire season in the NFL, and he did have some struggles against the better teams. And Dak not being in there kind of tells you all you need to know about how people really feel about Dak Prescott, and this idea he should be a top 5 paid quarterback is kind of a joke. Hi, I'm Doug Gottlieb from Fox Sports Radio, and you need to subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio YouTube channel where you can hear and see me. Why not? Plus everybody else who's awesome here in Fox Sports Radio.